It's
tired.
fall season here, so I'm struggling today.
I do too. That one was a butt kicker.
Yeah. If you're on, say hi so we can see you. We're on our page and our group and on YouTube. So
Big Bearded Sailor says hi. He's in the background.
Everywhere. Hey, Jessica.
Oh, no, don't get caught in my power cord, doggy.
Anyway, so Wednesday. It seems like we keep forgetting it's Wednesday until we're like, oh God, we gotta go live.
So many sports. There's so many sports happening right now. I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Stacy was supposed to be here with us tonight. She is dealing with a family thing. So, and I think we have someone next week. Do we have someone next week?
Yes. We have Antoinette Chanel. Hopefully she is really awesome. You froze. Oh, there you go. She is my sorority sister. We're actually even the same rush class. And she has an awesome page and podcast called A Midday Reset. And she wrote a book called A Book for Black Girls for her daughter, which I think is really cool. And she's just really fun to talk to. Like, she's really down to earth. She's really chill. I always, like, every time I talk to her, I'm always like, I really just, like, I could talk to her about anything in the entire world.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's a CEO herself. So she knows what it's like to run a business and publish a book, although from what we're used to dealing with, but she knows it all. So she's going to be fun to talk to.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
What's going on?
Do what?
What else is going on?
I don't know. I feel like crap. That's about. Kindle released a book this week, or yesterday, called The Rebel. It's a new hockey series. It is so good. If you haven't bought it, go get it. Aside from that, in sports, not a lot. I know you had something you wanted to talk about.
I did.
Let's do it.
What am I talking about?
Are you gonna make a list of something? A list of something?
No, I have a game.
Oh.
We're gonna play a game.
Okay.
It's called Broke or Bougie. And we're gonna vote on what we spend money on and what we don't.
Oh.
Where to scrimp, where to save.
Do what?
Where to scrimp and where to save.
I can't hear you. Hang on. Oh, where to scrimp and okay, gotcha. That took me a second. Stopped up here. Yeah, it's just kind of. Huh?
I said, just tell me when you're ready.
Go for it.
Bees. This shit's bullshit. I'm tired.
Me too.
I need less popular children. I am a robot. Don't you know?
Okay, good. I'm glad it's not just me. It's every time you move. Stop moving. Every time you move, your microphone messes up. Hey, Lauren. Yes, new puppy. Is it a he?
I think so. It's James Watson, right? It's so cute.
It is cute.
Those blue eyes kill me. Just laughing. Less popular children.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting. Being a parent is exhausting. And you think, oh, they're not toddlers anymore. I'm actually going to get some sleep. Nope. That's a lie.
When Waffles was a puppy, he was actually harder as a baby than our son. Like, I was like, I would rather have another baby than a puppy. But now I really want a golden doodle. So, yeah. And I just found out in our region, there's a Labradoodle breeder who does like yellow Labradoodles. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm going to do it.
No, don't do that. It's a trick. It's worse than having an infant.
You rather have a baby or a puppy?
Puppy.
See?
Mm.
All right, broker bougie makeup.
Bougie.
Me too. I feel like if you're putting it on your face, it should be decent. And I'm allergic to a lot of shit. So like my eyes like itch and run and it's gross.
Yeah. So hey
Jeans.
Kendall. Jeans,
Hey!
bougie. I would spend money on good jeans. Well, I guess there's a middle ground for jeans.
I buy my jeans at like Torrid and Maurice's. So I don't really think that like that's you know, I don't know if that's like bougie.
I think it's not Walmart jeans. So maybe.
Skinny.
But Walmart jeggings.
I wore 7s, so then I used to be bougie, but I put on a shit ton of weight. Now I'm like,
Yeah, same. I want some good jeggings.
Book covers, broke or bougie?
Well, that's a hard one for me because I can do them.
No, bougie, because you are broke now, because I buy the expensive ones.
Damn it.
I'm broke now.
I mean, if you consider how much money I put into my cover, I'm definitely bougie. I did my own. Saved money there, but images.
I just mean like design, like whether you buy a pre-made or like
if I'm selling someone else, I say don't scrimp on the cover because that's the first thing people see. And we do Bats cover.
I can't tell you how many books I bought in like the Target book aisle just based on covers alone.
Yeah.
And titles. Titles I'm ridiculous about. Mm-hmm. It's the whiskey, not the coronavirus. Everybody, we're cool. It is. Tonight's a whiskey night. Sean and I are over the week.
Lord, it depends on the genre. It really depends. I like both, to be honest.
I would love to have an artistic, like, no people cover, but it's so off my brand now that it scares me to do it. Like, it would have to be something completely different. And Alyssa might kill me if I did it. She tells me no a lot.
I like them to an extent, but they have to fit the genre.
Okay. Let me preface it with, you redid some covers for a series of Kindles that were teal. And I freaking love them. Like, I'm jealous they're hers and not mine. Love you, Kendall.
I really love them. They're some of my favorite. Hey, Casey.
I think it's Justin because he said, say hi to Sean and Dad.
Justin, whichever one of you it is.
What is it? So exclusive images for a cover. Broke or bougie?
Depends.
It depends. So we've done 5 now with exclusive images. No, 6. We've done 6. And it's funny because we needed a specific male photo to go in a set to mirror a like 3-cent stock image cover when we were blending them in, and like there was nothing. And then Golden, who's Furious Photog, had a Chase Ketron image that he popped up on his Facebook, and at the same time Alyssa and I were like, we'll take it.
But it worked. It worked
really well. That was why.
Yeah.
We were both, whatever you're doing, we did.
Yeah. Like my one cover that I have that I did for my brand is an exclusive image. So I went bougie there. Now the stuff that you and I have coming up, we didn't go super bougie.
It's mid-level.
Yeah.
They're exclusive. They're just not like $3,000 exclusive.
No, they're stock images.
Oh, are they? I thought you found some from a photographer.
No, they're stock images.
Can you hear him in the back shouting they better not be $3,000 images?
Uh-huh.
Maybe I spent the stimmy money on a picture of a naked man.
The stimmy money.
The money on that.
It better not be hookers and blow. That's all I'm saying.
Where I'm going.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. He's a good sport.
Yeah.
He's a good sport. Oh, I gotta open my phone again. I lost my. So yeah, I think it's a mix. Like there are some models and photographers that are so supportive of their authors and the books that they're on.
It's worth the promo.
Tons of promo, especially the ones that are really into the industry, and that's where they want to make. That's where they want to make a name for themselves or have a name for themselves. And if they end up becoming friends with the author, like they might travel together. And it's a lot of fun. Like it's a lot of fun. It's a mix. This one, I think we all know I have experience with editing. Broke or bougie.
Bougie, always. There's no middle ground there. You
I know,
always
right?
need an editor.
You
Always.
need an editor. Now you need an editor who's legit and knows what they're doing, because I talked to a friend who's not in the industry but is looking to break into the industry, and they got quoted for line editing for an insane amount for only the first 3 chapters. Like it was like $3,000 for the first 3 chapters of a book. And I was like, no, that's not how it works. Like you need to cancel that contract and go to somebody who actually knows what they're doing, because that sounds like scam. Now I've had like, my first 2 books were not professionally edited to start, and one is now. The second one hasn't been republished with the rewriting it. But I threw up a little because it's per the rate of error. Like if you have a huge rate of error, your editing bill is going to be more expensive. That's typically how they do it. It's not just like a penny a word. That fluctuates based on who, how fucked up is your shit? Let's be real. Mine in the beginning was real bad. Now I'm just kind of bad. Like she sent me a message yesterday because she's working on a book of mine now that has timeline jumps because it's a second chance romance. And so apparently I messed up on like the ages of people and how far apart, like how their age progression. She was like, I love you, but you're really terrible at math, aren't you? And I was like, sure am. Sure am.
I haven't read that one yet because I would have fixed that. But Jessica, I need you to link me to that copywriting software because I'm tired. I feel like that's all I've done lately is copywriting. I'm tired. I need that software. So yeah, what else you got?
Shoes, broke or bougie?
Depends. It depends. I have some really cheap shoes, but I would also love a pair of expensive shoes.
I know.
Now-
I'd love a pair of Teeks. I really think I might buy another pair of Rothy's, which will make my husband not thrilled, but at least they're not $300 cheap, so we'll survive.
I know I want a pair.
I just told him I was going to buy $170 fountain for the front yard, and he was like, what the hell is wrong with you? No.
I know. I did the same thing to my husband because we're redoing our flower beds.
Or two.
Now, because our gutters are supposed to go up on our house because they've been the gutter where our house meets, when it rains, it's hitting real hard. So it's dug holes into our flower beds. My husband's like, we're not redoing your flower bed until we get gutters up. Well, we're finally getting gutters up. So
we just had a big rain.
yeah, and so it's bad. So I'm excited. I want to do like a water feature thing, but it might just have to be a bird bath because
I found one I really like. Pocketbook, broke or bougie?
bougie
I'll buy a cheap one from like Target.
every time.
I'll always buy one and then I don't ever carry it.
I blame that on my dad because my dad used to buy me purses for grades. So if I made all A's, I got a purse.
I want a purse for grades.
I know.
So, he's all.
I already said no.
You don't have grades anymore.
You need me to start grading you?
Yeah.
Let's grade you on deadlines.
Not on my housework though. Let's be honest. There's more profitable things you can grade me on.
No, my mom just got me a Michael Kors purse for my birthday, and I am obsessed with it. And then I have a couple of Coach purses that I love. So
That's
always
right.
go bougie on the purses. I have cheap ones that I like never touch.
I have a Kate Spade that's so small I've never carried it because my phone doesn't fit in it.
It's cute though.
It is.
Did-
And I give it.
Isn't that
What?
the one that helped throw up? Which is the one that helped throw
Oh.
up?
I have a really small red leather Kate Spade with a chain strap. I really like the crossbodies with the chain strap. I don't know why, that's what I gravitate towards. I had the smallest of the brown and tan Michael Kors gold chain bag because that's what I like to carry day to day, like when I'm out and about. And I'm not hauling like my tablet or my computer and a bunch of shit with me. Or when I'm traveling, I carry like a little thing that I just stick like my room key in my wallet and my glasses in, stuff like that. I had friends visiting from out of town, and I drive a big expedition, and I had 6 kids and my friend, the other mom, in the car with me. And I drove all the way from here to Shreveport and back. And my daughter, my oldest, who gets car sick, was really, really excited to have like her 2 friends that she's literally known since she was 6 months old here visiting. They live here now. That she was sitting in the 3rd row in between both of them. And my twins were in the middle seat. I had 5 kids, not 6 kids. And we drove all the way out there, went to a museum, went to lunch, drove all the way home, dropped them off, drove to my mom's house, which is right around the corner from where we live. And literally as we were pulling in my mom's driveway, this kid picked up my brand new purse and like heaved inside of it. And I was like, I can't unsee that. I cleaned it. Like, it's clean. You'd never know she hurled in it. She's 12 now, so she would probably be mortified. Although tonight at the gym, everyone was talking about how she is identified by her burps. Like, everybody knows who it is. She doesn't because they're so loud and atrocious, so maybe not. But she, like, everybody was appalled because I went and upgraded to the bigger size of that bag so that it fits like my phone and my bigger wallet and all that stuff. And I gave her that brand new bag that she threw up in because she marked it. She's claiming it's hers now.
So now she knows. All she has to do is throw up in a purse that's hers. You froze. Where'd you go?
Where do you?
Our internet's so bad.
It's been really bad since the storm. I'm here.
So the next purse purchase that I want a Consuela bag.
Me too. I have it picked up.
Do you have one? I thought you might have had one.
Oh, I do. I want another one.
So one of the volleyball moms, she had one of the huge totes, and it like I grabbed it and it was full and it didn't hurt my shoulder. And I was like, I need that.
Did it have the backpack strap on the back?
No, it wasn't one of those.
I want one of those.
I just want the big tote, and it's vinyl, so it cleans easy, so it's perfect for like ball fields. I want one. I want one so bad. You froze it.
Ah!
So that'll be my next bag purchase. Although there's one for sale on their website right now. A tote.
They have
For like $150 off.
That's not bad.
I know.
The sling that they have, it doesn't go over the shoulder. It's got like a little carrying handle.
Uh-huh.
And it's got one that you can hook a strap that goes across so you can crossbody carry it, or you can hook it down the back and do it like an across the body backpack. That's the one I want.
Yeah, I think I might look into that one too. I was just looking at the totes because I like went to walk off with hers and she was like, "No, bring it back." I fell in love. It's my next purchase. So, all right, what's next?
That's it. What would you be darker booty on?
I don't know.
Boots.
Sean said boots. He's back there going boots. So I didn't post it, but I made him take a picture of it for like, barking, whatever, saving. I've had too much whiskey, so my brain's stopping working on words. During our epic blizzard snowstorm last month, he came home from work. He wears a steel or composite toe.
Composite toe.
He wears
Not
a-
toe now.
He wears a composite toe boot at work, and the lining of his boots actually froze to his feet while he was working at the plant. And so the lining actually came out like with his feet. So he needs new boots, but his boots are like $300 a pair.
Yeah, my husband doesn't skimp on those at all.
He doesn't either, but his company's really good and they buy him a new pair every year, but those were not old when they froze to his feet.
Yeah. So Adrian buys them a pair every year too. I think up to a certain amount, and then they have to cover the rest if they want more.
I think that's what they do too.
So that's nice. Good companies. It's always nice to have good companies.
Yeah.
What else?
What would you be bougie on, babe?
No, boots. I don't buy.
He's like fucking nothing. He's like, I don't buy shit.
Fucking nothing. Electronics.
I'm bougie on electronics. He's not. Like, he's like, you just need a dock for your iPad. And I'm like, I want a new computer.
I'm bougie too. Bougie.
I'll buy money and he won't notice.
I don't know. I don't know what else.
I didn't know about Consuelo, Jessica, when the kids were babies. But I had Petunia Pickle. I actually had several. I had a Petunia Pickle Bottom diaper bag that was the shit. You could carry it like a messenger. It had backpack straps that you could put it on your back, which was awesome because I had more children than I had arms. And it had clips that attached to your stroller, so you just hooked it to your stroller instead of slinging the strap over and getting in the way.
Yeah, I wish I could have had a backpack. Lauren, we know you're super bougie on travel. We're jealous every time you pay.
I want to be super bougie on traveling. I haven't been anywhere in ages. It's been
like the pandemic or something.
it's been over a year since we went anywhere. We literally came home from New Orleans and everyone was joking about coronavirus in New Orleans.
It's not corona, it's allergies, I swear.
And then we shut down.
Ugh. So yeah. We go cheap on travel though.
I mean, to an extent.
I will take that upgrade, that business upgrade when they offer it though.
Oh, we did go. I fucking know. You know what I'm going to do next time we fly somewhere? I'm going to upgrade first class on Sean's credit card, and I'm not going to tell you or him.
You know what's great is since we're traveling together, I'll probably get upgraded to first class for free. You're welcome. So you can use Sean's credit card to upgrade.
I disagree.
All the moms at the gym tonight were laughing because I talked Ruby into a dress for their spring band concert by saying she could wear a pair of dance shorts underneath it so she didn't feel like she was just like in a t-shirt and panties, which it's a dress, but she's a rougher girl, and a pair of Chucks instead of nice shoes.
We need to look into what Lauren just said. We're doing that. We're going to try that.
I feel like Sean wouldn't believe me if I said I got a private jet cheaper than I could fly coach.
I think we need some tips from Lauren.
Lauren, I'm going to need you to write a note to my husband. It's fine.
Will you just plan our travel?
No, I just need the permission slip. Like, you know, you need to get a doctor's note to send your kid back to school. Like, you know, like she really wasn't lying. Holy shit, go somewhere cool, girl.
Yeah.
53,000 miles to claim before September. Go somewhere else. Although you can't go anywhere. You'd think they would give you You're like an extension because you can't go anywhere. Like we're not allowed out of the country.
I know. It's crazy. I'm over it.
I mean, we're over it because nobody here.
I
has it.
think that, Lauren, we're going to have to talk about this later when I'm not able to pop some Benadryl and go to bed.
I've been drinking a lot of whiskey, so I can't be held accountable. I'd book that shit full price, and my husband would be like, "The fuck are you doing?"
My husband was the same when he was flying back and forth to North Dakota. He had a ton of air miles. A ton.
Oh, yeah. I'd be super bummed though if my husband was flying. I'd get grouchy. He's like my.
Fuck, I have to crash. I've been on airplane.
He doesn't like flying. He's a really big guy. Like he's really tall. His legs don't fit.
Private jet could work if we could make it happen, like Lauren said.
Let's go to Vegas.
Let's do, man. We can be bougie with that. If we're gonna fly budget private and fly to Vegas, yeah, we'll get on Groupon for some hotels.
How'd you get here? Flew private. We're staying at the cheapest hotel we can get.
This is like a challenge for me. Like to be as bougie as possible, but as cheap as possible.
Hear that?
I'm gonna see if I can do it. Be as bougie.
I'm saving that information for book research, Lauren.
Yeah, Jessica, we have to have other people to split the private jet with. Of course you're going. I'm paying for the whole thing myself.
Well, excuse you. We're going. I need to write. Well, I guess I kind of am because I have that like secret royal book. I'm in the zone where like nobody knows he's a royal yet, though.
Not speaking of, it just popped up. But look what Jen made. She made a lid on cork.
Oh, we have merch.
I mean, we've always had merch on our website. But this was made by her own hands.
I'm wearing vintage. Mm-hmm. I'll give a free book to anybody who knows what the reference is. You don't count, you know.
Plus I get free books all the time.
He's so lost.
Well, I think we might put this on the store if anybody wants it. And I'll just put it in my work. Huh? What?
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, it says Lynn.
Oh, this one it says Jennifer #1 groupie. My like lopsided boob is making things awkward. Here we go.
It's old. It's really old. Not your boob, the shirt.
It's really old. My boob is very old as well. The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. That's all I'm saying. What's it called? God, I had too much whiskey. I'm just drunk. What's it called? Actually, I'll post that. We'll post a picture of my boob and we'll say, hey, who knows? Get your swag, get your book, maybe a free sweatshirt. We don't know. Nobody knows. Because I'm clearly making great life choices while drinking whiskey. What do you have going on this week? What are you reading? What are you doing?
I am currently not reading anything. I'm currently watching Greek for the 1700th time because I needed background noise that wouldn't distract me.
Shows frustrate me because a lot of it's fake. I'm just gonna say.
What?
Like Greek shows, they frustrate me because a lot of it's fake.
Oh yeah, but I was never in the Greek system, so I just like good background noise.
I was.
So really that's it. There's a lot going on in the background that I cannot say what I'm doing. So it's that. That's where I have to leave it.
What are you writing? Are you writing anything?
Can we even talk about that?
I mean,
I'm writing something with that bitch over there in the other screen.
Sorry about your luck. What did you get set up for? Because it hasn't been a secret that we're going back and forth. What did I tell you I was setting you up for your next book?
It's a sex scene.
Mama Bird's just pushing her right out of the nest. It's fine.
I've written sex scenes before. My other book has like 8 of them.
I know, but it's fun. That's my favorite part. Like, authors get really burned out on it. And I'm like, that's my favorite part.
It's not my favorite part. I will say my least favorite part is awkwardness. I suck at it. I suck at making that come to life on paper.
You suck at making things come. That's what you
Huh?
said. You said you suck at making things come.
I said I suck at making things awkward on paper. I'm awkward in life, though, so.
Me too. Amen.
So there's that.
I like the really angsty stuff, but this isn't an angsty book.
Lauren, my dad laughed because I wrote a baseball book and my dad loves baseball. Well, I grew up watching baseball with my dad. So that's kind of where it came from. And my dad was a huge part in the book. He just doesn't know it. But I actually have a note in I have an author's note at the front of my book that says my dad and my grandmothers aren't allowed to read it. Like, off limits. And so dad was like, you wrote a baseball book, but you don't know all the rules to baseball. And I was like, because he's just a baseball player. It's a book with sex in it. And he just laughed. So
I understand that on a deeper level because a lot of the reviews for Dark Horse were, this is a racing book. There's really not a lot of race in it, but I liked it. So, okay.
I mean, it just happens to be his occupation. Like, I'm not writing a
Oh, you froze.
like,
Come back.
that's boring. Nobody wants to read that in romance.
My mom has read every book I've ever written, and it's been quite a bit. And she, like, if it's too graphic, she'll just kind of skim it. But she's a big reader, so it's not.
What's funny is one of the recent books that you wrote had a ton of sex in it. Was it Senator?
It was The Senator's Secret, and it was the first time I really kind of delved into more of like the erotica genre. And she was like, I really liked it. But did you not, like, are you giving up on the sex? And Alyssa and I both looked at her and we were like, did you read the right book? Like, what are you reading? Because she just skims over it. She's like, she'll just skim that part and move on. And then she's good with it. My dad has actually read a fair amount, not all of them, but he does all of my military advising, some of my sports advising, and all of that stuff. And he was actually, so a lot of people don't know, my book for Corinne Michaels' Salvation series has to do with a female F-35 pilot and a Navy SEAL. And the plot was actually his idea. He was in the 90s, he was the Marine Corps liaison for Naval Special Warfare. So he was like, he knew all the things. He was like, this was my job. Let me tell you about it. And he had this idea of like, what would happen if, a plane crashed. I'll give you that. And how would things kind of go from there? So it was really his idea, and we just built the romance around it. So he's actually a big supporter. He also makes all of his like 70-year-old Marine friends buy my books, which I think is hilarious.
I mean, segue real fast. Ashley, we're live every Wednesday at 9. Although I think next week we might be at 8.
Yeah, we're gonna go early next week because Antoinette is on the East Coast and she's got kids.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll either be 8 or 9 on Wednesdays. Okay, back to books. Now my mom refuses to read my books, but she
said she'd read mine.
Yes, but she couldn't read a book that her daughter wrote with sex in it, which I understand. I didn't tell her she couldn't, but she has she's bought it in multiple formats. Her husband bought it, like had it delivered to them, and then when I showed up, he was like, "You need to send your mom's book." So
That was really
that's awesome. Yeah. So they're really supportive. They just don't necessarily read the books. My grandmother got mad because clearly says in the author's note she's not allowed to read it. She was like, "Why not?"
Was it sturdy on? I don't know.
No, this is Mamie, my dad's mom. So, I was worried about that at first. But it doesn't really bother me. Like, we're kind of local celebrities here.
By accident.
By accident. Like a bunch of the softball parents that my kids play softball with, they all read my books. Like, I've met them in town to give them a signed copy before. One of the dads read my book, and he keeps begging me for another book. So, I mean, it is what it is. It was awkward at first. Now I don't really care. And then people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, you're friends with the dirty author chick," and they're talking about Jennifer. I'm like, "Yeah, that's me. I basically run her life, but that's me."
You
So,
really do.
oh yeah, Lauren, totally, never say never. Like,
Don't not do it.
Yeah.
We'll lock that shit down. Also, you can send us NDAs because we want to be in the know. We want to read your book. Like,
yeah.
But we won't tell people who it is. We'll be like, "Oh yeah, this new author's awesome."
Yeah, Jessica, if you're in the group, Jessica that's commenting, she's a local friend.
She's a really good friend of ours who lives here, and so she thinks it's hilarious. And she does what Alyssa does and what we do in our joint business, but for like big internet companies.
Yeah.
So we keep trying to tell her that she needs a quick crash course in marketing and ads for indie novels, and we know all the people. Because it's not hard if you know what you're doing, but there's so many people who don't really know what they're doing and give terrible advice. Like I'll be the first to tell you that when I was learning to do ads, I would constantly say, like, I feel like a monkey just pushing keys. Like, it's like it was like throwing spaghetti and not knowing how to, like, what was going to stick. And now I'm like, okay, well, this is how you have the arrow, and this is what's good for like this type of book, and this isn't, and this is what's trending now, but this is what isn't. And
I'm so opposite. Like, I knew more than I thought I knew, but it's because I'm so analytical with stuff like that. And so the class that I took, I was like, I already know all this. But it was still a good stepping stone to give me the confidence that I needed to really run ads, especially high spend ads. So yeah.
Just don't just work with anybody. And it's true. Yeah. Like we've like we were saying about the friend who found like a sketchy editor. There's the possibility in any business to come across somebody who isn't as knowledgeable as they say they are.
Yeah.
So you really need to vet your people that you're working with.
And that goes both ways. As someone who is hiring someone and as someone who is being hired, the vetting needs to go both ways. You need to make sure that you're compatible with each other, because there are people who I won't work well with. Our personalities don't match, and that's okay. It happens. So vet both ways.
It's a flip. Like, I've worked with people who I absolutely love and would send people to in a heartbeat, but I'm a personality that you have to understand me in the way that I operate to be able to get what I'm trying to say and what I need done. Yeah. So, and we didn't think we were going to ever work together when I was starting out.
For a long time, I was like, I'm not crossing that bridge. I'm not going to do it because I won't ruin our friendship. I've seen numerous friendships ruined over business, and I wasn't our friendship was more important to me than that. But we quickly
For
realized
sure.
we're able to compartmentalize, and even though we aggravate each other sometimes and disagree on some business things, we're able to come together and fix it, compromise, make it work, whatever. And we actually work really well together.
Lauren brought up a really good point. She said she doesn't want a yes person. And that's actually really, really important as well. And one of the things that I like, it can sting sometimes. Like, you have to have thick skin, especially when you're talking about different avenues of business. But there are times that I'm like, I want to do this. And Alyssa's like, maybe. And my husband is like, no. And it's not because he or she don't support my business and what I'm doing. It's because they see things differently than I do. I'm an interesting split, but I'm usually more on the creative end than I am on the analytical. And my husband is very analytical. So he will look at everything and be like, that's great in practice, but that's not going to make you any money. If you just want to flush money down the toilet, great. That sounds like a fun time. That's not what we're here to do.
And I'm the split opposite way, whereas I've got creativity, but I'm more analytical than I am creative. And so it's like,
we make a good balance.
It's a good mix between the three of us, especially.
But if one of them is like, yes, I absolutely love that, that's what you're going to do, I'll always second guess it and be like, are you just blowing smoke, or do you really like this idea? Because I'm afraid that they're going to be like, oh, we're your people, we love you, that's great. And that's not what I need. Like, we're in business together. I need you to be like, yes.
If the person you're working with is always saying yes, you probably
need a new person.
Ask why. Not because not every idea you have is going to be a good idea. That's just not the way life works.
Everybody's going to fail. Everybody's going to fail at something. You're going to have a book that doesn't resonate. It's maybe a great book. Some of my best books haven't sold as well as others that weren't as great. Could be covers, could be marketing, could be the genre's just not selling right now.
Yeah.
You know.
And I'm going to back up just a little bit because Lauren said something earlier. Lauren, if you ever do want to write a book and you want Jen and I to skim it over and tell you what we think, let us know. We'll sign NDAs. We have NDAs with multiple authors.
Including each other.
And each other. So we're game for that. Like, we want to see others succeed. That's why that's how Lit Uncorked was born. It's because we want to be an avenue for people. Hey, Stacy.
Stacy was supposed to be with us tonight, but she's stuck not here.
Yeah, Stacy was actually supposed to be at my house tonight. And so we were going to have fun with her, but she's not. She's dealing with a family thing. Jessica, that healthy dynamic, yes. It's taken a lot of growth for both of us to get to this point too, though.
We had to find confidence in what we were doing before we could be like, wait, we know what we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then combine it. It's like it's a 5-6 year in the making.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it didn't just happen overnight. Like, it's literally, it took us several years to get to that point. And then once we got there, our collective business has taken huge jumps every year for the last couple of years.
Yeah. Lauren, just do it. The book world can be brutal, but any world can. I mean, you can ask, we were talking to Jessica, our friend today, who's commenting in the book group. And she has some clients who are dealing with a lot of brutal stuff. So it's everywhere. It's just the way things are.
I think you can do it. Like, knowing you personally and how much you read and how much you've been in the industry as a reader, I think you'll be just fine. That's half of it, is knowing. It's the people who go, oh, I'm going to write a romance novel because it's so easy and anybody can do it, that have never read one. It's the romance readers who are like, I know exactly my genre and exactly my trope and I know what I want and I have my story. Those are the people who are going to be just fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. We went really preaching.
Don't ever not do it. Like, if anybody wants to write a book, don't ever not do it.
Yeah. The Keeping Score was not actually the first book I wrote. I wrote another book that will never see the light of day.
I wrote a fantasy romance, like a paranormal fantasy romance trilogy. that has never been published. And I wrote a romantic suspense military romance series, which will eventually be cleaned up and published when I have time, sometime in the next 700 years. But I love those, and I have a really good, like, it was good. It was always smart. Like, I liked the plot. I liked the titles. Alyssa and I found a good, like, cover concept. I just have to bust them out, clean them up.
Yeah. Lauren, I love a good anti-romance. It's been a while since I've read anti-romance, though.
Those are interesting. So it kind of goes against the grain because it's a gray area, the anti-romance, because the definition of a romance novel is not a happily ever after, but it's an emotional gratifying ending.
Mm-hmm.
So did you feel like the ending was emotionally gratifying?
I don't know. Did you?
But see, like, romantic suspense, like, we have wiggle room. So, like, in, like, the Claire books, those, because it was a continuous overall plot arc, those didn't have to have an HEA at the end of every one. They just had to, like, tie it over to the next one. But you have to be careful that in the end you tie it all up in a pretty bow. I find the inner workings fun. I would like to publish that paranormal series, but I don't know. My mom thinks I should publish as me. If I ever publish my paranormal romance or my fantasy romance books, it might not be as me. It may be a secret. So I don't know. My mom's like, you write all these books as you. Why wouldn't you? And I'm like, well, I feel like people who like sexy FBI agents maybe wouldn't like awkward vampires.
You never know. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a conversation for another day.
Off the internet.
Off the internet. Yeah, that's very Taryn Fisher-esque.
It is, and I like it. I like the characters who are the bad guys. Those are my favorite ones to write because they're so delicious and they're so fun.
Mudvayne by Taryn Fisher is one of my favorite books.
I've never read her, and everybody swears that's a great book.
Yeah,
I should pick it up.
It's a rough book, but it's one of those that I needed in a dark moment.
Ooh,
you know. Yeah,
that's all right. As long as there's the backstory, like the why, you're fine.
Yeah,
I love the backstory. The book that my editor has right now is kind of nice people who do not great things for nice reasons. So I kind of like it. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the Bang. What is that series? I have it on my bookshelf. The E.K. Blair series.
Echo Bang and whatever.
Yes, those are good.
She's interesting to talk to. We met her a couple of times at the Bookworm Box, and she's really fun to talk craft with, by the way. I dig it.
So those are really good too. Yes, Lauren, y'all get to writing those books because I'm interested. Like I need it, write it, and then
I like a dark romance. I do too.
I love dark romance. I love it.
I'm all excited. We're like, do it.
Yeah. Another
time
one, which is one of mine and Stacey's favorites, is The Life of Anna by Marissa Honeycutt. Now, the heroine in that book is not the bad guy. Like, she's very much the good guy, the good person who needs to be saved. But there are some bad guys in there that Marissa makes you fall in love with. And it's like, what? Why? Why do I like him so much?
T.M. Frazier is the same. Like, her heroes are not great guys.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Preppy, and he was a murderer. But, I mean, a murderer with a heart of gold. Like, you know, you're not a murderer. Calm down. So, shh.
So should I ruin it for Lauren with the author anonymous?
No. Did she ever confirm that that's what it was?
I don't think that there was actually an author. I think it was a marketing technique. Yep.
I don't know. But that book was built on all of the gossip and the groups like As the Book World Turns and things like that were gossip driven groups.
Yeah. I think it was definitely a marketing tactic. I don't think there was actually an author.
Everybody loved Joe when you first came out.
I still love Joe. Let's be honest. I still love Joe.
He's a sociopath. So I'm like, no. But
I'm so ready for book 3. I think it comes out in like 2 weeks.
That's exciting. That was one of the ones I made my dad read. Like my dad will read romantic suspense or like some romance. And he loves the ones that are thrillers though, or that are like the mind bend. So I made him read You, and he was like, fuck that guy, I would shoot him. And I made him read Midnight Lily. It was phenomenally done, but in the end, you're like, holy shit, what? And I made him read He Will Be My Ruin by K.A. Tucker. And he was like,
He Will Be My Ruin is a good book too.
It's a phenomenal book. And he was like, holy shit, I didn't see this coming. And I'm like, because it's that well done that you know who it is the whole time, but you don't know who it is. But at the last ABF was when you had, it was in between you and Hidden Bodies. And everybody was like, I love Joe. I love Joe. And when I met her, I was like, look, everybody's telling you they love Joe, but I know the secret. I know he's a sociopath. You can't fool me. And she wrote in my book, Jennifer, Joe will never hurt you. He loves you. And I was like,
yeah,
I know.
And that was when, that was, I think that was at the Bookworm box right before Hidden Bodies came out. Because I had the arc of Hidden Bodies.
Yeah. She's funny. She's really fun to talk to.
Yeah. And so I asked her, I said, with book 3 coming out, like, I know
years ago.
No, 3 because I just finished reading the arc, and she's like, I don't know, my publishing house wants me working on other things, and I was like, well, that's stupid. And then she had kind of hinted at the Netflix series because I think that they were in negotiations at that point. So
I'm so excited.
I know, and that was right when Hidden Bodies came out. So it was like a year before they even announced that it was coming.
It's a really long time. Like, and
because it ran on Lifetime first, but Netflix picking it up was smart.
Yes. It takes forever for like film contracts take years and years and years.
Yeah. So that was awesome. And yes, the audiobook is amazing. Like, that's the way I will read the 3rd book because what is his name? I just know he's the voice of Hans on Frozen. And
Santino?
Yes. I can't watch Frozen now because of that. Because
I can't either. The first time Frozen came on the Disney Channel after that audiobook, Liz and I were back and forth on Facebook like, no, love is not an open door. Close the window. Like, and she was dying. She was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you guys. We were both really uncomfortable because we had like preschool age children at the time. And we were like, my husband was home recovering from surgery and I was painting our kitchen cabinets listening to it. And he made me turn it off. He was like, I'm really uncomfortable with this serial killer you're listening to on your phone.
It's so good though.
It's so good.
It's so good. So
it's really good.
Anyway, we went way over. I really wanted to keep this under 30 minutes. That
happens.
So
and we'll talk all the thriller books and how awesome they are.
Yes. I really think I need to just get on a good thriller book this week.
I was pulling like old passages from the Goodnights for like the original Goodnights for promo last week and working on a pitch, and I kind of miss it.
Thriller's one of my favorite genres.
She was really fun to write. Like,
Yeah, I love
do it, Lauren. I want to hear about it.
Yeah, I actually think I have to write. Actually, I think I'm going to do it in the morning because I'm going to pop some Benadryl in a second and go to bed. But The Rival, book 2 in Kendall Ryan's Looking to Score series reveals tomorrow. So
we're twinsies. I have a cover reveal tomorrow too. Aw, I wish she was closer. I would hug her. What's it called? Those covers I love. Well, I've only seen Rebel, but I'm sure The Rival, because you guys are really great with Brandy, is going to be phenomenal.
it's pretty. It's a pretty cover. It's a Regina image.
Ooh, she's good. I dig it.
Yeah.
I love the Rebel cover. Like, I love that. I loved One Night with the Rebel cover and the play on it. I just thought it was really cute. Like, they're just pretty. They're really pretty. Kind of like kind of high fashion-y, you know? They're good. I like them.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get off here. Lauren, I will send you some of my favorites. And yeah, I think that's it. We will see you guys around. And next week we will be on at 8 with Antoinette.
She's so fun. I hope you guys love her as much as we do. She's written for us a couple of times in the magazine, and we adore her.
Yes, we do adore her. All right, we'll see you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.